Okay, fall, my favorite time of year, is quickly approaching, and we seem to keep getting one storm after another. But does that mean our gardens are done for the season and we need to start closing them up? Not at all. Let's talk about what to do. Okay, as I mentioned, we are about to enter my favorite time of year, shorts and sweatshirt season. And that means gardens are about to go through their second coming of spring. And so most of us, we look outside right now, and we had we had an actual hurricane a week ago. Now we're getting the remnants of another hurricane. We seem to keep getting these big storms that come through, and they can really kind of tatter the yard and make it look a little tired. But at the same time, it just went through summer, and we just had some hot spells. And so I'm looking at some of the flower beds, and depending on what they are, they're just looking a little tired. Lawns are looking tired. And it doesn't, and many of us haven't really even paid that close attention to a lot of the stuff so far because we're in summer mode and people are traveling and we're not really paying attention to things. But you don't want to miss the window that's coming up. Fall is the absolute best time of year to plant anything, especially lawns. And so if you have a lawn that needed to be repaired, if you had areas that the weeds were getting out of control, now's the time to kind of correct the stuff now. Because September, October are pretty much the only times of year that I'll renovate a lawn, because the simple fact that weeds are going to be going dormant, the grass is really liking it, the soils are warm, and it's the most conducive time to get a lawn up and running. Our flower beds are the same way. Right now the air is cool and the soil is warm, so that's great for root development. And my philosophy is you get good roots, you get good shoots. So you focus on the root systems first whenever you're planting anything. And so when we go through and we're entering this time of year, despite the fact that we love the temperature, the lawns and the grass, everything else loves it too. The difference is they're doing it in a different manner. So they're starting to go dormant, so we tend to think that, oh, my flower bed, my perennials are going by. I find that for especially annuals and certain perennials, if you go out now and give them a light pruning, cut them back 2, 3, 4, 6 inches, depending on what the plant is, it will start flushing out again. And for perennials and such, it's not that big of a deal just yet to do it. We don't want to be fertilizing too much in October, November, because we want the plants to harden off. But if we're talking annuals, the plants that are going to give us all the flowers and the color, many of them will go right through to a solid frost. And sometimes in Rhode Island, that's not till November. And so what we need to do now is get out there, like I mentioned, quick, thin pruning, prune back the plants. I prefer Espoma organic plant food, but I will also give some of my plants a good shot of just like a Miracle-Gro liquid fertilizer, because that's quick release. That's just a little quick shot of fertilizer followed up by that nice organic slow release. And the two of them together, especially for my annuals, I find work really, really well. And I can get quite a few more weeks worth of enjoyment. I mean, like I said, it's the beginning of September. I can get many plants, as long as they can handle the cool nights, another 2 months of enjoyment. And so get out there, spend a little time. For lawns, as I mentioned, this is the time to go through. Pay attention to where your crabgrass was. Crabgrass is about to go to seed. And so walk up and down your walkways, walk out. If you see pockets of this kind of off-colored grass that's going through, it very well could be crabgrass, especially if it's kind of growing flat. But crabgrass loves the heat that comes from the concrete and the driveways, so we tend to find the worst patches are right there alongside your walkways, patios, anywhere that had a lot of stonework. And so look in those areas and just get yourself a small bottle of spray and just kill those weeds off. If you can knock them out now before they start going to seed, then you're going to cut down on how much seed there is next spring. Also, we want to get these weeds out of the way, because the best defense and the longevity to keep weeds away is to go through and knock out 1 or 2 weeds now to prevent 100 later. And so again, I try to use chemicals minimally, but in this case, use the right chemical in a small dosage to avoid a problem from later, because the trick is not to wait till spring. Kill your weeds now, overseed those areas in a couple weeks, get your lawn growing in there, let that lawn thicken up, and then now it's going to naturally help suppress some of the weeds. So that's just something that we're looking at as just a little trick. So yes, after these storms, pick up, clean up, go through, add some fertilizer, and you should be good to go to enjoy your backyard. And we'll keep diving deeper into how to renovate a lawn and how to plant some plants. But start looking at it. Most of us are checking out, but it's actually the best time of year to plant. Take care and hope that helps.